Hello, welcome back. Last time, Mazur was advised about the authority she should be wielding, and then fell in a hole with Elinsa, which is here. Sorry, not a hole, a freezer. Alright, so what are we doing here? Green square. Open the door from the inside. Okay. Alright, so slide the blocks of ice until each one covers its matching symbol on the grid. Alright, so ice sliding puzzle. Drag with the mouse. Sounds simple. Green square first? Yes, certainly. That's the only one that has no walls around it. What's this? Maybe that responds to blue? It does not. You are in the way. Maybe somebody has to, like, bop up against that. There we go. Alright, so it's a little piston I can push up and down. Got it. Okay, so red's free. Now, I can get red to its target without any assistance. So red assists blue, red and blue both assist green. Okay. So let's start with maybe green over here. Whoops. Okay. Escaping this situation is not free. In fact, yeah, anybody down here has a bit of a problem. Okay, so I think the fix for that is going to look like this. Alright, so piston lets me get back out. Green is in the right row now. So can't I just... No, not quite. Alright, you go over there. Alright, so whose leverage am I using? You can go back and forth here all you want, and that's great, but I need somebody to land there. Which means I need 2 in this column, which means I do not know how to do that unless green helps get something into that column, but if I've done that, then how do I get it back into this row? Alternately, it could find a route... Alternately, it could find a route that ends with it being in this, like, here or here, and then somebody else is there or there. Like, okay, how did I get you in here? There's a redo, right? There is a redo. Okay, so how did I get you in there? By sliding down at blue in this column. Blue was there with a piston in that position. Okay, so blue down, green over, slide piston, and then be unhappy because it takes 2 down here to slide the piston, because I can't just naturally get there. Okay, this is a conundrum. So I'm like partially there, but not quite as there as I need to be. Now, could I, with blue here, then get red to be... Hold up. So that's a way to get something in this position. So let's say I had done green that way. Well, then somebody would have had to have been here. Somebody else. And it doesn't seem productive. Okay, well, here is option. Oops, hold on. You go over there. You go there. You get out of here. Get replaced with green. Oops. There we go. Green is where it needs to be. Now, red can escape. Blue needs to get where it's going, and I think I'm actually done. Red and blue need to rotate around each other a little bit. That's okay. They can do that. There we go. Salt. Cool. All right. There we go. The ice melted enough to move the block. Okay. Right. Starting to speak with a little bit of authority. Yes. There we go. She's doing it. Mm-hmm. Okay. He convinced her. Great. You did it. I never get to really look at those, but I mean, I don't need to yet. Hi, Itris. You're here. Oh, Itris is stuck in the fridge too. I see. Uh-huh. Oh, no. Every scene of Itris is just so good. And Alinsa, everybody, there's just, these symbols have so much personality. I don't know what any of them are, but they're fun to be around. Like, just so much characterization and just a little bit of text. They don't have any, like, facial expressions or anything. They don't really change. They move around, but they don't, like, change themselves. Anyway. The writing in this game is excellent, is what I'm saying. Polar bears. Ah! Oh, okay. So I didn't get to read all of that. Alinsa did not want to hear all of that. Okay. Alright, so hi. Wow. Uh-huh. Thinking about cake and polar bears, maybe. Slide the box of ice until each one covers its matching symbol in the grid. Okay, same as last one. Got it. Alright. Different symbols, different setup. This looks like the end of the cold storage sector, so I think these are the only two of their type. I guess I'm saying that because there's a different floor type here. Yeah. Okay, so, no hints about what to do first. I can figure that out myself. What are you? I would like to know. There's a mystery block here. How can I interact with it? This is getting me closer. Here we go. Yeah, what's this mystery block? That won't solve my issue, will it? Yeah, sure it will. Just gotta circle a bit. Okay, that's still hasn't quite done what I wanted it to. Can this? Yeah, I think so. No. What are you? What is this? Why is this here? I don't know. I want to know what it is. It looks like a reset symbol. But I just can't quite touch it. Like stacking up 3 here or here wouldn't actually do anything. Stacking them... well, I can't stack them anywhere else. I have no idea how I would touch this symbol. Maybe I don't want to, maybe I don't need to. It looks like it's going to like rotate something actually. So... yeah, no, the reset is an X, not a circle arrow. Okay. Oh, I see the problem, though. This trapezoid is in the wrong... trapezoid? Parallelogram is in the wrong orientation. So is the triangle. The circle's orientation doesn't matter. A circle is always a circle. But yeah, you need to yellow needs to rotate and red needs to rotate. Okay. Got it. Got it, I say. How do I do it? Ah, here's something that will help. Plunk. There we go. All right, so with a wall there, there's a lot more I can do. Okay. So with 3 stacked up, I can go around and stack. I only need 2 to do that activity. All right, so activity number 1. Yeah, you're fine. Activity number 1. Actually, let's do it this way. Is that? Is it? Sort of. I guess it can be. Activity number 2 is going to be this. Here we go. I think I rotated my circle. Not what I wanted. Let's rotate something that can actually experience rotation. There we go. Okay, so red's rotated where it needs to be. Yellow's... Wait, yellow was already somehow? I guess it landed there and I didn't notice. Okay. Alright, so rotations are set as they need to be. I can trivially get red to its position from where I am. However, I can set that up to be free if I push this piston out, so I think that's more likely what I actually want to do. To do that, this would do the job. Okay, so now all three can participate in getting blue and yellow to their positions. I feel like I only need 2 for that, though. Let's find out if that's true. I can bring in red if its help is necessary. Ah, yes it is. Okay, let's do that then. So, you here, I'm going to be off by a little bit, so I will offset by undoing my work. There we go, yellow done, red done, perfect. But you're out now. And so is Itris. Great. Maybe. Don't underestimate the importance of what you did here. Yep, there's letters there. I'll take a look at them later, I guess. Okay, so whole section is done. What is the oldest thing that I have not touched? I believe that would be the Y factor. Do I want to go broad or deep? Probably broad. That sounds like a good idea. Starcrossed was new since, if memory serves. Point of view was new since shifting ground. That's what Itris was doing while Ilinsa was climbing out of here and untangling cubes. Yeah, Itris's route takes them up here. And who knows when the polar bears and cake thoughts happened, but somewhere along that route. Let's go to the Y factor. Maximize. Ooh, we got things. Ooh. Something. I don't know how to describe what I'm seeing here. Rules or something? Itris is here. Oh, is this supposed to be their first meeting? Actually, have these two encountered each other before? At all? I think these two may have never interacted, even like if I was doing stuff out of order. Yeah, okay. So now they meet. Right? She had to actually do it. Not much of an answer. Alright, lexical component. It's supposed to not be maximize. Okay. Alright. How do you know this one's wrong then? Well, somehow you know it. Transform the starting word to a new word. There is only one possible new word that can be formed. These words strike fear into my heart. Oh boy. Alright, that's fine. It's probably not going to be junior. One of the 6 buttons, transform the word. Got it. I think I hear what you're saying. Use all 6 buttons, of course. Uh-huh. Sure. Okay, so my interactions are this. Vowel down. Oh, and I only get... I get to do each transformation once. Fascinating. So it says vowel down. By down, it means I would interpret this as up or like left, really. All right, so let's say this is vowel left. Vowel earlier in the alphabet. A wraps, underflows to U. I goes to E, I goes to E, E goes to A. Got it. Third equals R. Okay, as advertised. 7-11. What? 7-11? So these two changed. It's always the first two, whatever 7-Eleven means. So 7-Eleven operates on the first two. M turns into T. N-O-P-Q-R-S-T. That's 7. Is this 11? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Yeah, okay. Plus 7 here, plus 11 here. Okay, that's very specific. 2, 3, 6, 7. Got it. Okay, so swap those positions. Alright, so add 7 to this character, add 11 to this character. Swap these two and also these two. Maximum Z. Yeah, that's what it makes. Roman mod divided by 10. What on earth? So Roman numerals. CIC. Okay, so anything that is a Roman numeral that can go down by 10 will do that. I cannot turn into 0.1. But X, the 10, turns into I, the 1. M, the 1000, turns into C, the 100. Got it. Okay. And then this... Mise Maxi. Alright, so swap that set with that set. Okay. None of this gives me any clues about what word I'm trying to spell. Third equals R. Kerasize. Curaceza. This feels like I'm going to... Oh boy. This feels heavy on the trial and error, with no real guidance. Like, what is even happening? Wait, what did I do? That was very close to creative. Okay, that's given me a clue about what I might be making. So, I wish you would give me a moment to look at that. Vowel down. Alright, I'll just have to picture. C-Z-E-A-T-R-V-E. So Z and R are the only wrong ones for spelling creative. What affects Z and R? Well, third equals R. So when third equals R, okay, so that's telling me third equals R, then 2, 3, 6, 7. How does Z turn into V? Sorry, how does Z turn into... No, V is already there. What's missing? A vowel? Okay, so that's going to be to do mostly with 7-Eleven. Okay, so I need to use 7-Eleven at the appropriate time to turn... Alright, Z and R are wrong. What do I get when I add 11 to each one of those? 7 or 11. So Z can turn into... wait, hang on, but what did I add to? My 7-Eleven worked on M and A. They turned into T and L. How did L turn into... with Roman divided by 10? Okay, so it's not Z and... Alright, so let's go the opposite direction then. Okay. Instead of that, let's try and... Okay, hang on. So I'm going to write down the sequence of things that I did to get here. Just by index of these buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I did was 2, 4, 3, 6, 5, 1. Okay. So I have a record of how to reproduce that. Let's just test it just in case after having pressed the reset button. So if this goes wrong, then I have no recourse other than like checking the video back or something. But yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. So with the assumption that that's the word I'm trying to spell, which of these operations brings me closer to that word? Okay, so, and I had an idea that this has to happen prior to this, so 4 before 3. So building up the idea of a set of constraints here that I can use to determine what what set of these I'm doing. So, okay. That one I don't really want. Like, that brings me farther away currently. I did that 4th last time. Why was it more beneficial then? So I started with 711. MA turned into TL. What does L turn into with Roman V? Okay. So that makes a V, which I do want. So, okay. Now, I was at a point where I was 2 letters off of creative, so I wanted to use a different 711 on them. But the problem is I used the 711 on something here already. Okay. If I would vowel shift, that gives me a U, which I don't want. What if I would then do 711? Not at all what I want, and F is not Roman. So if that's what I'm doing... Yeah, MU is not... U in particular is not helpful. What if I would... Whoops. Whoa, wait, what did I do? Okay, yeah, no, hang on. So if I do... Okay. Third equals R. Yeah, so I want this relatively late. That. Okay, so before that, I want this to be an E. In order to make that an E, I can do this. Sorry, I meant this. Mesamux. Okay. So third equals R. 2, 3, 6, 7. But 711 has to happen first. Okay, so 2 before... 4 before 3. 2 before 4. So I have to have 711 earlier. Also, Roman divided by 10, actually, yeah. So C and U just needs to have changed. C, U. Does adding 7 or 11, does adding 7 to one of these and 11 to the other make a T and a V? It's not going to make a V. I can see that easily. V and U are close to each other, and these both move far apart. So no. But yeah, like this once again has made something close to creative. Okay. Other things that it's kind of close to is creature. That's the only other thing I can think of. Creative creature. Okay, so I have a couple of constraints. So order constraints. This comes after that. That comes after this. But what about these other three? Other three are tricky. So if I would do those three things first. 7, 11. Third equals R. 2, 3, 6, 7. Ah, okay. So that means this entire operation, like all the interrelations to get the R into this position, happen after I have done 6. After I've done 6. Because I don't want to move the R there and then transfer it to here. Okay, so once again, 6, 2, 4, 3. Doesn't look like anything. Still doesn't look like anything. Okay. So vowel shift first. Let's just imagine that's the first thing that I do. And I want the U to be 711? Makes it F, which is no good. In fact, I don't think I want that U at all. Like, I can't use U. Okay, so vowel shift is not first. If it's not first, what happens before it? Wait, sorry, that's not... Yeah, that's vowel shift. Okay. So vowel shift not first. So do something to get that A out of there. Or wait, what am I saying? 1 is not first. Before 1, change A. So I want this A to be something else. If I 711 it, I get TL, but I can't use L. Oh, hang on, L turns into V. No, that is good. First 711, then vowel shift, then Roman shift. Then this. Yo, I got it. There we go. That was almost literally a 3 and 3 solve sound. I recognized that one. That's true. There was some imagination involved there. And a lot of trial and error, but also some constraint solving. That was a strangely formatted puzzle, but ultimately I did enjoy the process. Apparently. Yeah, how does Idris know? Okay. Because that's what it just says. Uh-huh. And then we're here. Factory fab unit. Corruption detected. The layout of this tells me something about what's going to be happening. We'll rotate each of these wheels and have to make a pattern out of it. Mm-hmm. The thing that makes things. No, we're going to have to do it. Okay, this was before in the timeline that, or at least in a different branch than Argony told you to assert your authority. You're going to do it yourself instead of telling Idris to do it and leaving. We can figure it out, yes. Mm-hmm. Right. Gonna need your input for that. Right here. Like that. Okay. So, making that pattern next time, I think it's pretty clear how I'll interact with this. That's fine, not doing it today. This was called Hex-Spangled. Alright. Cool stuff. Alright, see you next time for this.